Hey everybody, E-Ray Taronic here, master weaver of mystery suspense thrillers, screenplays, and broadcaster of astrology. Okay, so let's talk about the full moon lunar eclipse, or basically the astrology for Tuesday. That's when we'll have, the full moon at its peak, the lunar eclipse. But anyway, on Tuesday the 3rd, the sun and Pallas will be at 12 degrees of Pisces until 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This pertains to secrets, sacrifice, solitude, and taxes, and it affects placements in any sign between 9 and 15 degrees in your chart. Under these energies, one can be more boastful. They can exaggerate about something, brag about something. They can be a little cowardice, selfish, unless you have positive aspects to these energies, in which case you'll show more bravery in situations where you were held back, or you'll be more giving or open. Courage and high ideals and strong willpower are showcased by those who trine these energies as well. Check the astrology to see how it affects each and every sign. Of course, I'll post it in the morning on Facebook, but do know Scorpio and Cancer placements between 9 and 15 degrees see the better aspects of these energies, the better outcomes. And Taurus and Capricorn between 9 and 15 degrees as well. Okay, here, let's see. This next transit. The next transit I want to talk about, and like I said, you can check my Facebook page at author E-Ray Taronic to see how this is affecting each and every sign, okay, in the morning. The next transit I want to talk about is a 1 hour and 50-minute transit, and this is going on at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the same time that last transit I talked about was going on. Now, the moon in Virgo at 12 degrees will be opposing the sun in Pisces, where you have placements between 7 and 17 degrees of Pisces and or Virgo. You're affected by these energies. There can be a conflict that arises in the area of Sagittarius and Gemini, which creates tension between your conscious goals and your emotional needs. Under these energies, one can be more imaginative, inspired, kind, magnetic, boastful. They can exaggerate or brag about something. They can be cowardice or selfish, like I said, unless you have more positive aspects to the energies. But where you square the energies, they will, be a little more cowardice and won't open up. Courage and high ideals and strong willpower are something you'll need to basically overcome any kind of selfishness that you've been going through, or anything like that, or cowardice you've been experiencing. One can be devoted to different tasks or studies. This looks good for the arts, poetry, therapy, music, and medicine. And under these energies, one can be dealing with someone who has a soothing influence over them, but it's kind of like a mystery as to why does this person just make me feel so calm and peaceful and at home? Okay. Anyway, the next transit I want to talk about is Venus in Pisces at 26 degrees, semi-sextile to Vesta in Aquarius until just after 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, this ushers in assistance or an opportunity that you must initiate via romance, finances, or pleasure pursuits. And this can be going on behind the scenes, but it speaks as to your devotion to something, possibly a romantic partner, finances, having a good time, where you're like set on having a good time. Your devotion to a friend, a goal, or a social group or dynamic, where you have placements between 23 and 29 degrees of Aquarius, Aries, Capricorn, and or Pisces. You're privy to this ability to initiate some sort of assistance or opportunity. For y'all who focused on money, you could have initiated an opportunity to make money and somebody takes you up on it. But anyway, this requires balancing your enjoyment with your commitments to work, service to others, duty, or a cause that's important to you. Okay, some people might want to hang out, but you might have a job offer to make some side cash. It's up to you. Under these energies, one can be sociable, simple, and kind, and one can initiate circumstances that usher in happiness, even situations where you're surrounded by loyal and appreciative friends. Success can be had in real estate, trade, and within industrial companies like blue collar companies, steel companies, things like that. Here, one can rebuild their life with bravery, but it's a must that you avoid making the same mistakes that you've made in the past, okay? Be confident and have faith, and you'll overcome trials or issues under these energies. Now, we're going to move along to where the sun shifts to 13 degrees of Pisces, okay? So we're not under that boastful, braggadocious energy anymore. So at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the sun will shift to 13 degrees of Pisces, and it'll stay there until Wednesday morning around the same time. This pertains to secret, sacrifice, solitude, and taxes. It affects placements in any sign between 10 and 16 degrees. Under these energies, one can be honest or tasked to be honest. So where you square these energies, somebody might lie to you tomorrow. So on Wednesday, I'm sorry. So tomorrow and Wednesday up till 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be discerning. One can be kind, preserving. So despite difficulties and obstacles or discouragement, they'll keep trying, okay? Even if they got a lie to do it. But people are tasked to be honest, though, okay? I wouldn't say anybody's lying to you unless you square these energies, like Gemini or Sagittarius, or you make a fated aspect to the energies like Leo or Libra between 10 and 16 degrees. So just be discerning who you're talking to know whether they might be fibbing or not, okay? Success can be had in rebuilding or starting over. Even at the height of one's career, one remains down to earth and accessible, which garners respect. If you square these energies, you can be tasked to be more accessible or down to earth. I don't know if I said that. But anyway, Scorpio and Cancer placements between 10 and 16 degrees see the blessings. And Taurus and Capricorn placements between 10 and 16 degrees see the assistance and or opportunities, or they're granting the assistance or opportunities to someone else. But like I said, you can check my astrology on my Facebook page at author E-Ray Taronic in the morning, and I'll have all the signs there too, so you can see how it affects each and every sign. Moving along to the next transit I want to talk about. It starts at 10:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's a 1 hour and 50-minute transit, so about 2 hours. This is where the moon in Virgo at 15 degrees will sextile Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. So this is great. It notes lucky assistance or an opportunity coming in that allows you to expand even your business. Okay, this can be something established or something that you've been waiting for it to come in. The energies are harmonious, and where you have placements between 12 and 18 degrees in your chart of Cancer, Virgo, Taurus, and or Scorpio, you're affected by these energies. You're privy to this energy. I would say Capricorn and Pisces as well. They can see benefits. But the benefits can come in home and family as it pertains to work, your health, your daily routines or habits, and where you can be of service to another person or where someone is of service to you. Trust your inner voice and your more than external validation, okay? Under these energies, you can be patient, serious, careful, noble, righteous, and or helpful. Here, one thinks every step through thoroughly before implementing them, and success can be had where you've worked relentlessly on something, okay? These energies can be overindulgent though. Still, trials and obstacles are overcome, okay? You'll find that there is something here, or there is someone here whose kindness you shouldn't take for weakness because they're smart, strong, and committed to their moral beliefs. You might be overcoming a spat or a quarrel with someone who's like this as well. So don't take someone's kindness for weakness or start a fight anymore. The next 1 hour and 50-minute transit I want to talk about starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where the moon in Virgo at 20 degrees will oppose Mercury in Pisces, retrograde in Pisces. Mercury is retrograde. Communication that you've been waiting for can come in. This pertains to work, your health, your daily routines, habits, being of service to others, making a sacrifice, or it could have to do with something going on behind the scenes, or that's a secret. The challenge or effort is required in the areas of Gemini and Sagittarius, okay? Where you have placements between 17 and 23 degrees, you're affected by these energies. Challenges can involve a secret project going on behind the scenes or just something secret in general, being in your solitude, making a sacrifice, short distance travel, neighbors, your locale, siblings, someone in your networks of people, dealing with someone at a distance from you, education, skills, travel, what you think or say or have done, or you expressing what you think or say or have done. This can usher in miscommunications or irrationality. Past issues can resurface and make communication feel a little glitchy. As opposed to acting in haste, carefully reflect. Under these energies, one can be petty, stingy, militant, lazy, direct, and or angry. And here, one saves money and tries to increase their wealth instead of spending. They might be penny pinching. You might have to turn someone down who wants to spend or borrow money, even if you want to meet your basic daily needs. Assistance where food is concerned can be successful. Now, what I mean by that is somebody might want to take you out, but they might be penny pinching, or somebody might call you like, hey, I got them stamps on deck, but you're like, I can't get them until I get paid on Friday. I'm being real with y'all. These are things that happen, okay? Those who know, hey. Try to put effort in and tap into your willpower where it's required, even if you don't feel like it, okay? Now moving along to the next transit. It's a 1 hour and 50-minute transit. By 11:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 10:10 p.m. Central Standard Time, the moon in Virgo at 22 degrees will trine Juno in Capricorn. This ushers in a blessing as it pertains to career, work, your health, your daily routines, or where you are of service to another person. Perhaps one can be of service to you. A promise, a marriage, a partnership, or commitment can be at hand. If not love, then maybe someone can require your services or whatever skill you master. Where you have placements between 19 and 25 degrees of Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, you're privy to this blessing. This can usher in a comfortable, secure, or lasting bond. Emotional security can align with your partnership goals. Any type of coupling, it doesn't have to be romantic. Under these energies, one can be ready to get active though. Carefree, humble, impulsive, sensual, and weak-willed. Temptations and a risky romantic situation can be beckoning, and you'll be ready to answer the call or travel to them if you need to. One may be ready to go spend up some money with friends or on friends, or even fulfill their passions at a whim. Success can be had in literature and the arts as well. Your talents can receive recognition from others. So somebody could even call you for a little side, for not a little, but you know, whatever your passion is, if it's some type of side job, if you babysit, if you teach, tutor, any of that stuff, you know, you can get some type of recognition for because of your talents. And one can be under the protection of influential people as well, or beneficial people. For some, this sees you coming off witty, gifted, and having the gift of gab. Some might earn side money through their gifts or talents, and this looks good, like I said, for teachers, tutors, poets, even writers who possess some type of eloquence. Okay? Thanks for sticking around for the daily astrological update, and I'll check back with you guys in a couple days. Bye now.